Hello, and welcome to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics. Today is Thursday, 3 October. I'm your host Daniel, the founder of HM Intelligence, and every weekday we bring you not just the news, but the so what from the events and decisions that shape our world. So grab a coffee and get ready to be informed. In today's update, we'll be covering Rwanda is testing vaccines for Marburg amid an outbreak. Japan airport restarts flights after a World War II blows up on its runway. And NATO chief Mark Rutte visits Kyiv. So firstly, Rwandan Assistant Health Minister announced efforts to control the spread of the Marburg virus by isolating and monitoring contacts of infected individuals. The Ministry of Health is also preparing to launch a vaccine and therapeutic trials to protect high-risk groups. As of now, 410 people are being monitored for contact with the infected, and 5 individuals have tested negative, though they await further testing. The disease, first confirmed in late September, has seen 36 cases reported in Rwanda, with a fatality rate of up to 88%. The virus, which causes symptoms such as severe headaches, vomiting, and muscle pain, is typically transmitted to humans by fruit bats and spread through contact with bodily fluids. In separate development, in Hamburg, Germany, tests for 2 suspected Marburg virus cases returned negative. One of the individuals is a medical student who had contact with an infected person while treating patients abroad, and will continue to be monitored during the virus's incubation period, along with a companion. The Marburg virus, named after the German city where it was first identified in 1967, has caused outbreaks in recent years, including in Tanzania and Equatorial Guinea in 2023, and Uganda in 2017. The virus poses a severe public health risk due to its high mortality rate and person-to-person transmission. So what? I guess this is another virus to keep an eye on. While it is highly unlikely to become a pandemic like COVID, it is worth keeping an eye on, especially if you yourself travel to Africa or have staff traveling there. And next, Miyazaki Airport in southern Japan has reopened on Thursday after being closed due to an explosion caused by an unexploded World War II bomb. The explosion, which occurred moments after an aircraft had passed through the spot, created a large crater in a taxiway, leading to the cancellation of around 80 flights and affecting 3,400 passengers. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, and the damage was swiftly repaired overnight, allowing flights to resume in the morning. A bomb disposal team from Japan's self-defense forces confirmed that the explosion was caused by a 250-kilogram World War II bomb, and nearby witnesses also captured it on video footage. Miyazaki Airport, originally built as a flight training field by the Imperial Japanese Navy in 1943, has had prior incidents of unexploded bombs being discovered, with similar finds reported in 2021, 2011, and 2009. The airport and surrounding areas are known for having been heavily bombed by the US Air Force during World War II, as part of widespread air raids that devastated many Japanese cities. Unexploded ordnance remain a persistent issue across Japan, often unearthed during construction projects, with hundreds of tons still buried throughout the country. So what? It is not uncommon to find unexploded ordnance such as this in historic war zones around the world. In a similar vein, it is not uncommon for cities such as in Germany and also in central London to have areas locked down due to the discovery of unexploded ordnance. However, it is uncommon for them to be detonated in a random situation such as this. One question that will need to be answered is how the runway was built without checks being conducted on the ground underneath, or if they were done to a poor manner. And lastly, former Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has visited Kyiv on Thursday, just 2 days after taking his new role as NATO Secretary General. During his visit, he met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky amid air raid sirens, emphasizing NATO's strong support for Ukraine in its ongoing defense against the Russian invasion. Rutte stated that Ukraine's fight for freedom reflects NATO's core principles and reaffirmed Ukraine's path towards eventual NATO membership, noting the country's growing strength and interoperability with the alliance. He also highlighted the importance of NATO members boosting military production to supply Ukraine with weapons while replenishing their own stocks, referencing recent military aid contributions from the US, Denmark, Latvia, and the UK. Zelensky, in his remarks, urged the West to continue to support the defense of Ukraine against Russian missile and drone attacks, expressing frustration with the slow delivery of much-needed air defense systems and long-range weaponry. He emphasized that Ukraine's ongoing need for sufficient quantities of high-quality arms and called on NATO members to act faster. The two leaders also discussed elements of Ukraine's victory plan ahead of an upcoming NATO meeting at Ramstein Air Base in Germany, where the coordination for further military aid and strategic planning is expected to be a key focus. So what? This is a clear sign of support from the new NATO leader. Though it is early days, Rutte has already made it clear that one of his main priorities is the continued support for Ukraine. It will be interesting to see how he approaches the issue of long-range weapons for Ukraine to strike over the Russian border with certain Western leaders who have yet to give permission. Thank you for listening to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics, brought to you by HM Intelligence. If you want to support the podcast, tell your friends to help them stay informed and leave us a 5-star review. Or if you want to learn more about intelligence, why not take one of our courses? They're all online, self-paced, and affordable. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you next time.